Welcome to the Logic in Life Coaching Podcast, episode 31.
Everyone wants happiness and success, and we know how to get you there. Come listen to the Leadership Society of Arizona as we teach a proven logic to help you simplify life, overcome challenges, and predict the future. You're listening to the Logic and Life Coaching Podcast. Welcome to the Logic and Life Coaching Podcast. My name is Chuck Solanas, and I'm joined by Dr. Jacob Kashiwagi. Another week, we've got an exciting question or group of questions for you for today. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, and so this is speaking generally rather than specifically. I'm asking, do we have a purpose in life? What is it? And how do you know your answer is accurate?
Okay, so what's the difference between an individual purpose and a general purpose here, Chuck?
I would think it would apply to all humans in general.
Is there a purpose in life that applies to everybody?
Correct.
I don't know. But in reality, okay, so whenever someone asks a question, there has to be a reason for the question, right? So if I actually have an answer to this question, what is it going to do for people? So if someone knows that they have an accurate view of an overall purpose in life, what is that trying to get to? Like, what will that do for a person?
I figure that if you've got a message of the purpose in life, you would want to share that with people. And if people know this message, they would start to think of things differently, act a little differently, just knowing that this is their overall purpose in life.
Got it. So the reason for a purpose in life is to get people to do something, to maybe improve. Okay. So there is an overall purpose in life. It is to improve every day.
Huh. Okay.
So what does that do for you, Chuck?
Well, if my purpose in life is to improve every day, then I would think, well, I gotta figure out how am I doing now and figure out what can I do today to improve how I'm doing now,
Okay,
right?
but let me ask you, Chuck. Are you already doing that in your life?
Not well.
Are you trying to do that, right?
I would guess so. Yeah.
And the reality of it is, even after I just told you the overall purpose in life, you're really not going to do anything different tomorrow. Other than your regular improvement that you usually do.
Okay.
Now here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you find out the most accurate version of the purpose of life for everybody, or if what I just told you is actually the purpose of life for everyone is to improve every day. But what matters is that whatever purpose in life is in your mind, that you believe it, and it's getting you a desire to do something, to be better, or to do something different than what you're currently doing. And it makes you more satisfied and brings you more peace in life, right? That's why people are always searching for the purpose in life. What's my purpose? What's the overall purpose of life? You know, they don't want to waste their time. When you look at why do we ask our questions, what's the overall general purpose of life for a human being? It's because they want to be able to live their life the best, or they want the best outcome, or they don't want to waste their time. All of these things deal with we want to be better. We want to live our life better. We want to enjoy our life more. We want to get more out of life, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So let me ask you, Say you have an inaccurate idea of what the purpose of life is, but it causes you to be better and causes you to be motivated to do something. Does it really matter if it's not 100% accurate?
Wow. It doesn't. I don't think it would.
And let me ask you another question. And if your inaccurate view of the overall purpose of life gets you to be better, gets you to improve, gets you to be motivated to do something, will you learn from that?
I
Will,
would think so.
will your understanding increase?
Yeah, I would think so.
And as your understanding increases, will your understanding of the purpose of life change? And will it become more accurate?
I would think so.
As long as it resonates with you and gets you like motivated, then you don't have to wonder if it's accurate. Because unless you have 100% information and you understand everything, chances are your purpose, your idea of what the overall purpose in life is for everybody is probably not accurate. But if you focus on that, it's going to just cause you to do nothing. It's going to defeat the purpose of having a purpose in life. So, for people who are really worried about, I need to be accurate, I need to make sure that my ideas are 100% accurate, don't need to worry about that.
Just whatever inspires you to action. Okay.
So you go out and someone tells you, hey, your purpose is wrong. If you can understand them and you agree with them, good, change it. But if you don't understand them and you don't agree with them, then keep moving. And as you keep moving, you'll get information to help you out if you're right or not. Does this make sense? It's a really funny thing because you just go out and you try and do something, you're going to quickly find out if it's your purpose or not. And the overall idea on what you're supposed to be doing in life as a human being is, as you learn and you do these different things, it'll help you to figure out what that is. It'll help you to understand how life works and operates as you go out and do things. The example I always give is on the piano. What I found out as I developed in the piano is when you first begin, they teach you certain rules of playing the piano that aren't necessarily the best for you when you get really good, but they're really good for you when you're just beginning. And so you're taught these rules that you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that as you're playing the piano, all the way until the point where you get good enough. And then your teacher will say, okay, now forget these rules. You can do whatever you want, right? Because as you develop, then you start realizing, oh yeah, this isn't really required, but maybe it was required as you're younger, as you were developing, and your focus was that way to help you to develop, at the time. Another way of putting this too is like when you're younger and your parents are explaining to you something, maybe like how babies are born or whatnot, and they give you this vague explanation and idea, and you're like, well, I want to know exactly how this works, all the details, right? And a lot of times they won't give it to you. They'll just say, hey, just you don't have to worry about that. Just know that this is what's going on. And then as you get older, you can figure it out. And it works better that way. A lot of time if you're exposed to certain things when you're too young, and given all the details, it might kind of like cause you issues in developing and understanding and moving on, right? And so this is the same way with life and understanding the purpose of life. As you go on, sometimes if you can't understand something or whatnot, it's fine. You don't have to try to get 100% information right now. It's the most common mistake. You just figure out kind of where you feel comfortable, where you're at. And as you develop, you will get more information, more understanding that will cause you to shape your mind better. And that will be the best way for you, right? It will be the one that is easiest. that causes the least amount of pain and allows you to learn the quickest, I found.
Okay, so what's your purpose in life then?
To change every day.
Oh, okay. Such a cop out.
But to be honest with you, it really is when you get down to what I do. I mean, that is really what I feel the purpose of my life is to get better every day.
Mhm.
Now, if you're thinking, well, why are you getting better every day? Where's the end goal? Well, the end goal is perfection, of course. If you're like, well, what's perfection? Well, I don't know. But hopefully, like if I'm playing football, right? And I'm like the quarterback, because I've been listening to Tom Brady videos like all week about the hype of him going to the divisional championship or whatnot. And so everyone's all hyped up about it. If I'm a quarterback, I'm hoping that by the time I go through a 20-year career, that every year I'm getting better. And by the time I'm at the 20-year mark, I'm the best, right? I'm hoping I'm the best ever, right? And it's the same way with life. I'm hoping is I go every day in life, I hope I'm getting better so that by the time I'm older, that like I've perfected it. I know all the laws, all of the things I'm supposed to be doing to have the happiest, the least amount of painful, the healthiest, the greatest life I can possibly have, or
Right.
be the greatest person I can possibly be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Well, great. I mean, that seems to make a lot of sense if you're just constantly improving and if your goal is perfection at whatever you're trying to become perfect at, or if it's everything, is it everything? You want to be perfect at everything?
Uh, Everything that I touch, yes. I coach, so I want to become the best coach. I have a family, so I want to be the best family person, right? For my family. I eat, so I want to eat the best way I can. I got a body, so I want to take care of my body the best way I can. Um, I don't play football, so I'm not looking to become the best quarterback ever. I deal with people though, so I do want to be able to deal with people and socialize and communicate with people the best way I can. Does that make sense?
Got it. So you're just focused on specific activities in your life that you want to become better at, and you just focus your efforts on becoming better at those activities, not necessarily every activity, because that would be crazy.
Yes, and the overall idea behind it is the things that I do and the things that people do, I want to be, quote, what most people call a good person.
Hmm.
Maybe the best person.
I'm not sure you want to be known by that, like, oh, he's the best, and then you got the haters and the people that are like, no, I'm better than you, and then I don't know. It could cause a lot of collision and clash in your life. So maybe you want to be second best person.
Okay, I'm okay with that. No, but the idea being, a lot of people when you talk about being the best, um, a lot of people when they look at that, it's a prideful thing. But actually, everyone can be the best person. And that's the thing about life is when you're an overall good person, you see that everybody has value and everybody is great. Um, and hopefully, I really can have that view like 100%. That's that's when I learn every day and figure this thing out, right?
Okay, yeah, makes sense. So uh, the person that's looking for purpose in life, they should refer to our third episode of this podcast
I
series.
even have more. I have a couple of things here for them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go for it.
Well, for those of you who aren't going to go back to episode 3, but are trying to figure out and want some tips right now on how you can figure out your purpose in life, here are my 4 tips for you today. First, just take whatever purpose in life you can think of that comes to your mind that you can agree with and use that. Because you got to have a starting point. You got to start with something. So just pick whatever is in your mind right now and use that as a starting point. 2, go research and read about people's views on what the purpose of life is. People that you respect, people that are famous that you know of, that we have a lot of information on, that you feel were good people or people you would like to be like in life. Because as you read about what their purpose in life is and what they view life as and whatnot, it will help you develop your own view. 3, get involved in something. Get involved with things where other people like feel it's their purpose in life. Like a lot of times you'll find maybe like efforts to like feed the hungry in Africa, or like maybe like being able to do something good in your local community, maybe the fight against like violence or something like that. Get involved in something like that. Because when you get involved in it, you'll see other people and you'll see their purpose and you'll talk to them and you'll learn and see how they operate and what it causes them to do. And so oftentimes that will help you shape your own view. And of course, the last, find a mentor. Find someone who you look up to, you can talk to about. They probably have a very clear view of what their purpose in life is and what the overall purpose in life is. And that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you for that advice. On top of looking at episode 3 of our podcast series, you can also try out those different pieces of advice, figuring out how to find your purpose and what you can do if you don't feel like you have a direction. So listeners, I hope you enjoyed listening, and viewers, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to the Logic and Life Coaching Podcast. It would be great if you could take a moment to write us a review. For any questions, comments, or topics that you would like to have addressed on the show, email the team at leadaz.org. To learn more about the Leadership Society of Arizona, visit us at leadaz.org.